Jimmy Fallon apologizes to Tonight Show staff after Rolling Stone report toxic workplace allegations. Staffers blame toxic work environment on its star's erratic behavior. Jerry Seinfeld denies Rolling Stone's story about Jimmy Fallon scolding a Tonight Show crew member. Jerry Seinfeld denies Rolling Stone's story about Jimmy Fallon scolding a Tonight Show crew member. Denies telling Jimmy Fallon to apologize to employees in expose alleging toxic workplace. That 70s show actor Danny Masterson gets 30 years to life in prison for rapes of 2 women.
Hollywood agency CAA Creative Artists Agency sells TPG's majority stake to François-Henri Pinault's Artemis. Brian Lord to be named CEO. Tokyo office vacancy hits 10-year high. Rents drop 30% in 3 years. Minnesota United acquires midfielder Caden Clark. The first footage of Mortal Kombat 1's Jean-Claude Van Damme Johnny Cage skin has been shown. We had wrong assessments. Almost all remaining Yom Kippur war files declassified. Egypt wanted a limited war. Mossad's declassified Yom Kippur docs reveal. A Canadian warship has at least 3 encounters with Chinese ships as it patrols contested waters. North Korea claims to have launched new Korean-style tactical nuclear attack submarine. North Korea's new submarine carries 10 nuclear missiles. Head of Johnny Kitagawa's J-pop agency. Niece of Japan's Johnny Kitagawa resigns from J-pop agency. Apologizes for his abuse and Johnny's replaces president. As it admits to abuse by late founder, Japan prosecutors arrest ex-vice foreign minister in bribery case linked to wind power company. How am I in this war? New Musk biography offers fresh details about the billionaire's Ukraine dilemma. With fear of atomic bomb, Musk personally had Starlink deactivated about Crimea. Secretly used Starlink to foil a Ukrainian attack on Russian naval fleet. Ukraine rips Elon Musk for disrupting sneak attack on Russian fleet with Starlink cut off.
Kraken gradually rolling out PayPal deposits in UK and Europe. €4 and British pound deposits via PayPal. Ripple CTO confirms IPO announcement and SEC settlement at upcoming victory party.
Fourth FTX executive pleads guilty, as Ryan Salame pleads guilty in crypto exchanges collapse. CFTC issues orders against operators of 3 DeFi protocols for offering illegal digital asset derivatives trading. OpIn, 0x Incorporated, Deridex Incorporated. Goff beats Mukova to reach U.S. Open final after protesters disrupt match. Climate protester glued feet to floor at U.S. Open, interrupted Coco Gauff's semifinal win over Mukova. Carlos Alcaraz defeats Alexander Zverev, reaches the U.S. Open semifinals and closes in on a second consecutive title.
Bruce Springsteen postpones all 8 shows in September's U.S. tour dates due to peptic ulcer treatment. University of Washington, UW study finds air on Pacific Northwest public transit is safe even meth. Fentanyl present in air and on surfaces of public transit. Tri-Met urges drug use crackdown.
Russian flag cannot be at Paris Olympics. French President Macron says, UN expert sounds alarm over contemporary forms of slavery in Canada.
Russia arrests generals in charge of Moscow's air defenses. Russia blasts inhumanity of U.S. sending depleted uranium shells to Ukraine, and ammunition that can not only pierce Russian tank armor but also ignite inside.
Greenpeace opposes nuclear energy. Young climate activists say that's old-fashioned. Nearly 800 wildfires still out of control in Canada. Officials say an update on recovery, mitigation.
Florida Governor DeSantis and Florida Surgeon General warn against new COVID-19 restrictions and vaccine. Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville says he's worried about sailors reciting poetry on ships.
Uganda's NDA admits they knew HIV medicine, ARVs, the antiretroviral drugs, was being used in animal farming. South Africa's NSPCA lays criminal charges against EFF, Economic Freedom Fighters leader Julius Malema, for cruelty to a cow.
Japanese YouTuber sentenced to 2 years in prison for sharing anime and gameplay videos after uploading Let's Play videos, making Spy X Family edits, posting years-old Steins Gate video game spoilers. TikTok style feeds are surging in music as streamers battle for young listeners.
Meta to deprecate Facebook news in the UK, Germany and France. Largest number of claims ever filed. 17M people validated to receive Facebook settlement payment. Rotten Tomatoes under fire after PR firms scheme to pay critics for positive reviews. Uncovered, X's new terms of service insist that tweets are now posts.
A diet high in fish, cereals, omega-3 and folic acid reduces the probability of miscarriage by 13 to 15%. Humanized kidneys grown in pig embryos, for first time ever.
Chronic sleep deprivation depletes the key protective protein in brain, exacerbates learning memory disability and Alzheimer's disease. New research finds Disney princesses can be good for a child's self-image.
Nintendo Switch 2 reportedly uses NVIDIA's DLSS to boost frame rates and ray tracing capabilities. As to developers, Atari doubles down on retro, buys beloved Atari homebrew maker Atari Age. DeepMind co-founder, Inflection AI CEO Mustafa Suleyman says, US should make strategic use of NVIDIA chips for driving global AI regulation, and AI will scramble geopolitical power if left unchecked. Ban the use of AI in elections right now. Microsoft and Page, digital pathology and healthcare workflow company, are building the world's largest AI model for detecting cancer, in the largest pathology, oncology imaging AI.
Tesla to install 20,000 charging stations at 2,000 Hiltons in North America. Lotus unveils Emeya, a hybrid GT 905 horsepower, 675 kilowatts electric GT sedan since the Carlton, to rival Porsche Taycan. Volkswagen aims to slash new car development times from 54 to 36 months. Subaru Loveord layback compact crossover wagon debuts in Japan. A raised wagon with 200mm ground clearance and 177 PS 1.8-liter turbo.
African swine fever detected in wild boar in Sweden. For the first time, first cases of SARS-CoV-2 BA2.86 detected in Denmark.
North Korea claims to have launched new Korean-style tactical nuclear attack submarine. North Korea's new submarine carries 10 nuclear missiles. Ron DeSantis and Ramaswamy condemns excessive sentences against Proud Boys. DeSantis floats pardons and commutations if elected.
China is suspected of using AI on social media to sway U.S. voters, Microsoft says. Suspected Chinese operatives using AI-generated images to spread disinformation among U.S. voters. Canada opens inquiry into allegations of election meddling by China, Russia. After-school Satan Club event at Southern California Library draws protests. Ritual mass murder report in UK's Chapel St. Leonard's was yoga class.
Startup Spaceborne United, planning to launch IVF and embryo incubator into space. South Korean milestone as married lesbian couple welcomes first child via IVF. New metal hydrogen battery from Enervan U boasts 30-year lifespan, up to 90% efficiency and density rivaling lithium-ion. Last year it had been reported that metal hydrogen battery going into high-volume production with 5 GWh of customer orders. Study finds redesigns zinc air batteries a better alternative to lithium, as new zinc air batteries could power electric vehicles for longer.
Apple fixes zero-day bugs used to plant NSO Group's iMessage zero-click exploit. The Pegasus spyware, as iOS 16.6.1 for iPhone now available with important security fixes in Wallet and more, along with Apple's release of Mac OS Ventura 1.3.5.2.
Apple lost $200 billion in 2 days after reports of iPhone ban in China for government officials. Also, China seeks to broaden iPhone ban to state firms and agencies. China Mobile reportedly won't sell iPhone 15 amid government ban. SpaceX will no longer show rocket launches on YouTube. Broadcasts are moving to social network X. Perseverance rover experiment creates oxygen on Mars for the final time, in NASA's oxygen-generating experiment MOXIE. The oscilloscope watch, the watch for the electronic geek, with all the features of a watch combined with an oscilloscope and a waveform generator, ships after 10 years on Kickstarter. Polaroid launches new i2, its most capable and expensive, high-end instant camera with manual controls. iPhone 15 Pro to start at 128GB storage with 8GB of RAM. UK's first Sea Lord warns against armed forces diversity targets 2 years ago. It had been speculated that armed forces will not hit female recruitment target until 2063. Also last year it had been reported that UK's RAF paused job offers for white men to meet impossible diversity targets.
British government, Rishi Sunak, refuses India's plea for more visas in exchange for trade deal, but simply British government, Rishi Sunak, is ready to discuss corporate visas deal with India. Number 10 suggests, blow to Rishi Sunak as offshore wind auction attracts zero bidders, and the era of cheap offshore wind is over in the UK. Warnings of higher bills after firms snub offshore wind contracts. Artisanal cheese tube advert banned by London's TfL for promoting unhealthy diet. Snack company, Packwee's one-chip challenge removed from shelves following teen's death.
Leo Varadkar says Ireland on path to unification. The Irish Chief of State, Taoiseach Leo Varadkar says he expects to see a united Ireland in his lifetime. Mexico is likely to get its first female president, after top parties choose 2 women as candidates. UK Treasury brace for 8% rise in pensions owing to triple lock, which adds £11 billion a year to spending. BMW is giving up on heated seat subscriptions because people hated them.